Welcome to National Focus. I'm Kerdisha St. Louis. Coming up, President of Dominica attends the 15th Conference of Presidents and Governor-Generals of CARICOM. Infrastructural development is ongoing in the Kalinago Territory, and the DAT holds its 13th Biennial Conference. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
A picture is worth 1,000 words. Got it? Taking care of us can be so easy.
Take good care of the children.
Thanks for staying with us. His Excellency Charles Savre, President of Dominica, left the state on March 28th to attend the 15th Conference of Presidents and Governor-Generals of the Caribbean Community, which got underway on March 29th. The conference is being held at the Government House in Antigua under the theme, The Relevance of the Commonwealth in a Changing Caribbean. The opening ceremony was attended by the Prime Minister of Antigua, the Honorable Gaston Brown, other ministers of government of Antigua and Barbuda, and a number of specially invited guests. Governor General of Antigua, His Excellency Sir Rodney Williams, welcomed the heads of state and their delegations to the three-day conference and set the stage for the deliberations. Secretary General Designate of the Commonwealth, the Honorable Baroness Patricia Scotland, delivered the feature address. Baroness Scotland will assume office on April 1st while still in Antigua. Presentations on the Crown and the Caribbean realms, the role and function of the Privy Council in a changing Caribbean, and the impact of global warming on small island states are among topics under discussion. President Savre is accompanied by his wife, Mrs. Clara Savre, and ADC Inspector Bruno. Mr. Conrad McIntyre has been designated to act in the office of President during the absence of His Excellency the President. His Excellency is due back on island on April 1st. In more news, the Dominica Association of Teachers held its 13th Biennial Conference under the theme, Impacting Behavioral Change to Combat Global Warming. The conference was held at the Goodwill Parish Hall on Wednesday. 17 retired teachers were recognized for their many years of dedicated service in the education system. The educators were awarded plaques by the President of the DAT, meteorological technician and guest speaker at the conference, Farah Rock Carrere, expounded on the theme and says the last 3 decades the Earth's surface has been successively warmer than any preceding decades. She says that it is evident that global warming is no longer a prediction, but it is happening.
It is controversial, of course, but the controversy is mainly over whether human activity is driving it. Being the exceptionally vulnerable island, the present situation demands from us a two-pronged approach. We must both mitigate and adapt if we are to combat global warming and its effects. But we must first inform ourselves. What changes can one person individually in the 7.4 billion world population do to impact global warming, to reduce your carbon footprint, to adapt? I have heard many people say that their change alone cannot make a difference, that the world is already doomed. But Robert Swanner, author, explorer, and an advocate for renewable energy, said, the greatest threat to our planet is believing that someone else will save it. Again, the power is in your hands.
In her address, Rock Carrere says the staff at the Meteorological Office are engaged in several activities to help with the prevention of global warming. She says a visit to the Met Office will definitely help in keeping abreast with the effects and impacts of global warming.
One of our products is the monthly agro-meteorological bulletin. And do you know that below to normal rainfall is expected until April? That we are expected to have above normal temperatures? Are you aware that we are presently under a short-term drought warning? How does that translate for your home plans? Would you act differently with that piece of information? Next point, reduce, reuse, recycle. I saw that at my daughter's school. But I said to myself writing this, what about replant? How many of us have considered planting trees at our residence? Perhaps we have taken for granted that Dominic is already heavily forested.
She asked the teachers to encourage their students to participate in activities that will prevent global warming.
Encourage others to adopt these good practices, and this should include your students. Teachers, much power is in your hands. Having mastered or at least attempted these actions and practices yourself, then as teachers and educators, some of you policymakers within the education system can affect change among the children, which are the future. In the book, Management of School Education by Dr. Mandrula, a reference is made to this statement. I loved it. Teacher or teacher leaders can also be catalysts for change, visionaries who are never content with the status quo, but rather always looking for a better way. As a resource provider, you are responsible for information dissemination. As a mentor, you can lead the change as being a participant directly engaging in school-based environmental projects.
In related news, Labour Commissioner Dr. Matthew Libla, who also addressed the teachers, urged teachers to join in the fight to educate young people about global warming.
I urge you all teachers today that in light of the current challenges that are facing us with global warming, that in the classroom you continue to be that role model, and in your language that you would continue to instill these values in our children. As you know, your impact and function goes far beyond the school. The teachers are still very respected in our society. Many young men and young ladies who teach in the classrooms become role models for the students, becomes mentors for the students, and the students actually emulate and wish to be like the teacher. So I think we need to be very aware of that influential and important function that we have in the society, as the Minister of Education highlighted, and to be able to introduce this subject in such a manner that our students and those who interact with us on a daily basis, not only in the classroom in the formal setting, but in the informal setting, can become sensitized to this whole threat and challenge that is affecting us right now.
In other news, in addition to a massive solar lighting system poised to economically illuminate the Kalinago Territory, infrastructural upgrades are taking place as well. In Sense, $50,000 is being put to work to rehabilitate the old Cable and Wireless Road and employ 10 ambitious young men. Shakira Pear has this report.
This road was built in the 70s and hasn't been touched since. Several families live along this road, and before this upgrade were forced to walk both to and from the main road.
There are families living up there. It's also a farm access road which goes way up into the different farms. But most importantly, for the people reside in this little community of Sim Sim. On the hill here we call it Sim Sim. And we have elderly people who live here. But because of the condition of the roads, of this road, when they're coming from the city, for example, the bus drivers would refuse to bring them up because it was really bad. And now I'm very happy that from the Ministry of Finance, we were able to get $50,000 to actually put on this road.
A drainage system will be installed following the resurfacing, and Honorable Daru envisions palm trees lining the sides. With the convenient new road, potable water has come to Sim Sim for the first time. A project to expand the Kalinago Territory water supply system to this hill in Sensi has brought change to the lives of this small community of indigenous people.
It's the first time the people on the Sim Sim road, they're actually receiving potable water. Maybe a little off figures, but it's about $64,000 to bring water to where it is on the hill. So we are basically spending almost $120-something thousand to develop this little community that has kind of been left out for a while.
For some families, that means new sanitary bathrooms at no cost to the residents. About 30 bathrooms have been built by government in the community so far. Tintin Valmon, an ailing widow and mother to an equally ailing son, is head of one of those families.
Moi te plus content ouais, c'est chimé moi te content because moi te ka souffert trop. Les moins sorti roseau, les moins font commission, yo connait la te bon chimé ba moi et puis si moi pas apporter son monde qui moi pour payer pour yo maintenant venir ici maman. Comme ça mon ka oui merci papa mon Dieu et puis mon ka oui merci pirate nous comme ça nous ouais chimé a passé moi pas savoir si moi que ouais fini. À la volonté papa mon Dieu mais moi content moi ouais il ni pas fini déjà avant c'est ton vieux toilette moi même tenu et moi te ka oui merci papa mon Dieu moi te ka dit comme ça quand un jour que t'a fait un toilette primaire passé ça si toilette moi pas bon comme ça aujourd'hui yo venu yo fait un toilette bon moi ka oui merci papa mon Dieu et moi ka oui merci gouvernement, papa bon Dieu que j'étais un gros assassin.
Before the expansion of the water system and the rehabilitation of the cable and wireless road, things were drastically different for the Sensi people.
People from the community, from this little vicinity of the Kalinago Territory, they are very happy about this road because it's been a while since they have been complaining to me as the pal rep that they don't have the comfort like others to get the little messages home, for example. And people who live way further up on the hill, not so good in numbers, but I believe it's almost 500 yards away from here. I would want to say they would have to come down to the main road to get pipe-borne water, for example. Or they would have to resort to a little ravine which is on the other side, it's about a mile away.
40 Daru is the contractor and a resident of the area. He feels the impact of both the water system and the new road. Speaking of the road, he says,
plenty, a lot. They mean a lot to us. We a long time self. Years since I was a little boy, I knew that road there. Bad road. All now we get that road there, it's a God bless. Yeah, man. It's a good thing. When you come out from town, we stay by the road, sun can be hot. We have to take our plastic bag in our hand and walk up the hill again. You understand? Something by a bag of cement, we have to carry out things right up on the hill. No access to the road was bad. Buses didn't want to come up the road. So seeing that now it's almost done, it's a good thing.
About the expanded water system, he says,
Like the ravine below, next down in the valley, I had to carry bucket on my head, come up there, and after when I finish working in the afternoon, I have to go down in the ravine, take my bath, and come back up. Usually it was a hard thing, but now seeing we have water, it will benefit us a lot on the hill up there.
And Kalinago Development Officer Kozia Frederick weighed in on the upgrades which he sees ongoing in his community. He says his people are in a much better place now than they were years ago.
There's a balance with infrastructural development, so we can see visible road developments, buildings, housing, structures, etc. And also we have a solar project going on. But also too, we also see a human resource development. And we have seen over the last 10-15 years a number of persons being trained formally at the university level. So right now we have engineers, we have doctors, we have lawyers, we have a lot of trained professionals. So there's a balance by central government in terms of the development thrust for having not only infrastructural development but also the development of the human capital itself. So we're very thankful at this as a way forward that the government is in tune with even indigenous rights and the privileges that are expected of indigenous community, and that the partnership with government is powerful enough to have development going along those two main lines.
For GIS News, I'm Shakira Peer.
Thanks, Shakira, for that report. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
I had a bleeding disorder that I did not know about, and they had to be transfusing me continuously. I got 56 units.
Being there at the blood bank, I was like, yo, I'm actually saving someone's life.
You never know when you can go.
Give blood. I have done it, and believe it or not, it don't hurt.
I won't be scared. I'll give. You know you're gonna give blood. I'll make sure she does.
Sit down at the blood bank in a comfortable environment for 45 minutes.
Helping people.
You are stimulating your body to make brand new cells.
You get free cookies, you get juice.
Glad to know your blood group. Feels good.
I felt as a better person.
It's a good thing to be alive, and I can thank God that I'm there and I'm enjoying life.
Welcome back. In more news related to teachers, Minister for Education, Honorable Peter Seja, is convinced that education will be brought to a higher level, with the Dominica Teachers Association working collaboratively with the Ministry of Education. He was speaking at the DAT's 13th Biennial Conference on Wednesday. Honorable Seja says the government values the important role that the Dominica Association of Teachers plays as a representative body for teachers.
The task before you as teachers, and indeed as a professional representative body, is to adapt successfully to the demands of a modern society that requires you to make significant shifts in your approach to education. I must note that in face of the limitations and challenges, you have shown that you are well able to respond to the needs of our young citizens. You are, of course, I am aware, Madam President, doing your best to prepare students to leave our institutions with the skills and the knowledge that they need to participate in this global economy.
The minister said that teachers should always make an effort to educate the young ones because they play a pivotal role in setting solid foundations for citizens who must be fully equipped to make a meaningful contribution to our society.
However, it is my view that you must continue to provide professional learning opportunities for your members, as well as consider the implementation of peer assistance, which can take the form of mentoring programs for novice teachers, as well as for more experienced teachers. While my ministry is charged with providing technical support to teachers, the Dominica Association of Teachers must also see itself as a technical support, a support system for teachers who need guidance.
Honorable Seja hopes that the union will operate as one body to ensure the success of each child.
The union must see itself as part of one body, one entity charged with ensuring that each child succeeds. That is the vision of the Ministry of Education. And it must also be your vision as a union. We must work together, help each other professionally, so that we can move into the future with conviction, focused on nurturing a generation of confident, resilient, and adaptable citizens.
Honorable Seja gave the assurance that the Ministry of Education will continue to work with the Dominica Association of Teachers.
And I look forward to partnering with you as we continue to build the interest of the future of our beloved country. Let me add here that listening to the news this morning, I realized that while there may not be a deficiency for leadership within the Dominica Association of Teachers, that there is continued commitment and dedication on the part of current leadership to ensure the future success and survival of this professional body. And I commend you for this.
Before we leave, here are 2 announcements. The Dominica State College is now offering 2 special courses, one in bartending and one in housekeeping. The courses begin in May 2016 and are for persons between the ages of 15 and 29 who are unemployed and have no more than 3 CXCs. Each course is 12 weeks long and includes 2 weeks attachment at a tourism and hospitality establishment. The courses are free, so register today. Visit the Department of Continuing Education or call 275-3659 or 315-5128 for more information. Residents of St. Joseph and environs are invited to the 21st inaugural meeting of the St. Joseph Village Council on Wednesday, April 6, 2016 at 4:30 p.m. at the Caleb John Laura Primary School. Please make every effort to attend and be on time. Coming up next, your tip of the day. Are you one of those people who find themselves nodding off every time you pick up a book or can't seem to stay awake long enough to finish any? Well, in today's tip, we'll discuss how you can stop falling asleep while reading. The best technique to make yourself stay awake while reading is to train your brain. Each time you go to sleep with a book in your hands, your brain registers that and thinks that's the way it's supposed to be. You need to make it think otherwise. If you start to feel yourself drifting off, stop reading immediately and wake yourself up. Do a few jumping jacks, drink some coffee, and take a cold shower. Doing these things will tell your brain that reading shouldn't make you sleepy, it should energize it. Eventually, your brain will learn its new clues and stop triggering the getting ready to sleep mechanism each time your book is in your hands. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. Live streaming is also now available 24 hours a day. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I'm Kerdisha St. Louis. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.